and welcome to Telehop's easy guide to installing our home phone service. Simply follow these steps to ensure optimal setup and get the highest quality service out of your Telehop home phone. Before we start, please make sure you have a high-speed internet connection active to connect to your ATA. Also, please remember to turn off all your computers, modems, routers, hubs, and switches to avoid potential damage during the installation process. This setup guide is applicable if you have multiple computers connected to the internet using a hardline router. If you have a wireless router, please see our guide on connecting your ATA with multiple computers and a wireless router. If you have only one computer on your network, please see our guide on connecting your ATA with one computer. First, connect your high-speed internet modem to the ATA internet port using the straight Ethernet cable. Then connect the ATA Ethernet port to your router, hub, or switch using another straight Ethernet cable, which is not provided by Telehop. Next, connect a telephone set to the phone 1 port of the ATA using your existing phone cable. Finally, connect your computers to your router, hub, or switch as before. Your ATA hardware setup is now complete. Please see our guide on configuring the ATA and your network to complete the installation process.